Mary stands outside the tomb weeping. She bends down and looks inside. The angels speak to her, yet her grief does not move. Then she turns and sees a man she thinks is the gardener. Only one word changes everything. Jesus simply says, "Mary." Grief can narrow our vision. Mary is looking directly at the risen Christ, yet she cannot see him. Her pain fills the entire horizon of her mind. She expects death, loss, and finality. So even when life is standing in front of her, she assumes the worst. Jesus does not argue with her sorrow. He does not correct her reasoning. He simply calls her name and suddenly the fog lifts. Something deep in the human heart awakens when we are personally known. We often search for God in explanations, in signs or answers. Yet Christ comes closer than that. He calls us by name, quietly, personally, directly. The tragedy is not that God is absent. The tragedy is that grief, fear, and expectation can make us miss Him, even when He is standing right beside us. Sometimes the resurrection begins the moment we recognize the voice calling our name. Jesus, I confess that I often live with Mary outside the tomb. I carry grief, worries, and quiet fears that shape how I see everything. I expect disappointment before hope. I prepare myself for loss before I even notice the life you are offering. My thoughts run ahead of trust. My heart fills with noise that makes it difficult to recognize your presence. I admit that I sometimes search for you in complicated answers rather than listening for your voice. I try to solve everything with effort and control. When things feel uncertain, I assume you are far away. Yet, the truth is that my fears often speak louder than my faith. I do not always pause long enough to notice when you are already near. So I ask you now for a quieter heart. Teach me to listen again. When my mind fills with worry and my expectations darken my vision, call my name the way you called Mary. Help me recognize your voice in ordinary moments. Give me the humility to turn toward you rather than toward my fears. Jesus, you know me personally. You know my history, my struggles, and my hidden doubts. Let that truth become real in my daily life. When you call, give me the grace to answer. Amen.